What's up guys? Hey, Dr. Jared here, Tone and Tighten, and in this video I wanted to share with you 6 of the best exercises to help alleviate pain in your upper back. Now this area we refer to as your thoracic spine. It's the area that's right below your neck and above your upper back, kind of right in here in your shoulder blades. Now most of the time when people get pain in this area, it's due to one of 2 reasons. First of all, that area should be very mobile. It should bend and twist and rotate very freely. If it is not, meaning if that area is tight and stiff and just not moving the way that it should, that can definitely be a cause of pain. In that case, we need to stretch this out to help you to feel better. The first 3 exercises that I'm going to share with you are going to help to address that mobility issue. The second thing that this needs to do is be very stable and strong. Our shoulder blades, well, the muscles that attach to our shoulder blades, our rhomboids, our trapezius, attach right into this area of our spine. It needs to provide a lot of stability for a lot of our upper body movements. If it is not strong and able to support those movements, that can also cause you pain. Therefore, we need to strengthen the muscles that influence this spot. Those are the second 3 exercises that I'm going to show you with this routine today. Of course, if you do find some relief from these exercises, if you do enjoy them, let me hear about it. I'd love to hear about it in a comment down below. Thanks so much for leaving me those. Those do mean a lot to me, and I do read them all the time. That being said, let's jump into your first stretch right now. With this first stretch, we're going to work on some rotation through our upper back. This is how it's done. You're going to lay down on your side and bring both of your knees up as high as you can. The higher you bring your knees, the higher you're going to feel this stretch in your back. Right now I'm on my left side, both knees come up. With my left hand, I'm going to grab the top of my right knee to kind of keep it down and in place. My right hand, I'm going to grab a handful of ribs right here and then rotate through my back. I'm trying to rotate my right shoulder down behind me and towards the floor, just as far as it will go until we get a good stretch through that upper back area. You'd hold that there for about 20 seconds and then you'd return back up here to the starting position. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, what you can do with your arms is actually reach up towards the ceiling and then back behind you. Now the weight of my arm is pulling me into a deeper rotation. You're going to get a deeper stretch if you perform it that way. Again, I'd hold it for about 20 seconds and repeat that 3 times to the right, and then you can roll over and repeat 3 times to the left as well. Now, there's another variation on this that I personally really like. I wasn't planning on showing this to you. Is it okay if I throw it at you real quick? Bonus exercise, bonus stretch coming your way right now. What you're going to do is you're going to sit like this, cross one leg over the other. Actually, I'm going to cross my left leg over my right. And then with my right elbow, I'm going to put that on the outside of my left knee. My left hand is going to come back here behind me, so I'm going to be in this position right here. Now what I can do is push with my right elbow into my left knee to introduce even more rotation into my upper back. Now, personally, whenever I do this one, I get 2 or 3 good pops out of it that way, and then I would come back this way, just like that, 2 or 3 more good pops out of it the other direction. Just a bonus exercise. Hopefully that one might help you out also. For stretch number 2, we're going to work on some extension through our back, or bending backwards. I like to do that over the back of a chair. This one is especially helpful if you spend a lot of time seated at a desk, on a computer, a keyboard right here in front of you. We're going to get out of this posture and extend back into this posture. And so you need a chair for this. I recommend one that's got 4 solid legs on it. I don't want anything that rolls or pivots or swivels or reclines or anything like that. Solid chair that's going to hit you about your mid-back or about your kind of thoracic spine area. So what we're going to do is work, again, extension into this. With your hands, you're going to cup those lightly back here behind your head. Elbows come forward. And then what I'm going to do is just look up at the ceiling as high as I can. Bring my elbows up as high as I can towards the ceiling as I extend back over this chair to a point where it's comfortable. I'd hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds and then come right back down out of it. And then you can repeat at that same level. Or what I like to tell people is you can kind of shift your hips forward a little bit. That's going to bring the back of the chair higher on your back. And you can kind of adjust exactly where you feel that stretch. Also, if you sit up really tall, so if I bring my butt all the way back in the chair, now that the back of my chair gets lower on my back, and you can extend over that. So you can kind of vary where that chair extends your spine based on where it hits on your back. So it looks just like that. Again, 5 to 10 second holds, and then I repeat that 3 to 5 times. Stretch number 3 takes place right down here on the floor. You are going to need a foam roller for this one. If you don't have a foam roller, I've got this one linked in the description down below. This is probably one of my favorites that I found. 36 inches in length, 6 inches in diameter, and this is medium density. It's a little more comfortable. Again, linked in the description down below. Now to do this, there are a couple of different ways that I like to mobilize my thoracic spine on a foam roller. What we're going to do is put that kind of right in our upper back area, maybe a little closer to our neck. The first thing I like to do is cup my hands behind my head, and then I like to pull my elbows together. As you pull your elbows together, that's going to move your shoulder blades apart and kind of move your shoulder blades out of the way. When you're in that position, you can get right on top of those vertebrae, and now I've lifted my hips up off of the ground, and I'm just using my feet, using my heels to kind of drag myself back and forth over that foam roller. You'll see that my upper body, my upper spine is pretty rigid. There's not a lot of movement going on as I'm using that foam roller to just contact each one of my vertebrae. Usually what I'll do is I'll set about a 1-minute timer and just roll that out for about a minute. The second thing I like to do is actually introduce some motion with this foam roll. And to do that, it goes like this. Instead of the elbows up here, we're going to let the elbows fall out to the side, hips come off the ground, and now as I push with my feet, I'm going to let my back actually extend over the foam roller. So you'll see that no longer I'm holding it straight. I'm actually letting my head and my shoulders fall down towards the floor as I roll over this foam roll. Again, just a great way to introduce a little more extension, a little more motion through that upper back. I would set a 1-minute timer for this one as well. And that's your third stretch. Let's show how to strengthen and stabilize your thoracic spine now. The first strengthening exercise that I want to show you is a prone W or a prone scapular pinch. Basically, if I put my arms like this, kind of looks like a W. That's the motion that we're going to make. I'm going to do those on my stomach, on my table. Now, at home, I recommend that you do this on the floor because it's a little more firm. A lot of times, if you do it on the bed, you kind of sink into the bed. It does make the movement a little harder, so please keep that in mind. What you're going to do is lay down on your stomach with your arms out over your head. Now what I want to do is extend through my back, so try to lift my head up, and as I do that, I'm going to tuck my elbows kind of down and towards my lower back. I tell people, try to tuck your elbows into your back pocket. That's kind of a good visual cue. So from the starting position right here, we're going to lift up, and then we're going to tuck our elbows down into our pocket, and then we're going to come right back to the starting position. The emphasis is squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back as you get into that position, as you get into that posture. That's where I want you to feel this one. What I typically recommend is shoot for about 10 repetitions and then repeat that 3 times on these scapular pinches. Our next upper back stabilization exercise will require the use of an exercise ball. Now, if you don't have one of these or have access to one, check the link in the description down below. I've got one linked down there. They're pretty inexpensive to pick up. Now, we're just going to run you through the entire alphabet with these strengthening exercises. We're going to do Y's and T's on this. If I do that with my hands, it looks like a Y. If I do this with my hands, it looks like a T. We're going to do that over the edge of over the exercise ball as follows. And so get down right here. Some people find it more comfortable to keep their knees down in contact with the ground. I kind of like to do it up on my toes so I can get more on top of the ball. But now from this position, we're going to do the Y. And so thumbs up towards the ceiling, elbows straight. You're going to pull up towards the ceiling and then extend through your back as much as you can, and then return right back down to that starting position. Be what the Y looks like. Now with the T, we're going to pull out to the side, thumbs rotate once again up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to pull and extend through the back as much as I can up in this T motion, trying to bring my shoulder blades together with that motion. 3 sets of about 10 reps on each one of those exercises is a great number to shoot for. Our final strengthening exercise is a wall face pull. Looks just like this. You're going to back up to a wall. Right now my hips are against the wall, but I've got my feet about 8 inches out in front of the wall. I want my shoulder blades in the back of my head up against the wall, so I'm in this really good upright posture. Starting position on this one is with both hands straight out in front of you. What you're going to do is pull your elbows back to the wall while you rotate your knuckles, so these knuckles on my hand right here, back to the wall as well. So that's the finishing position right there. And then you're going to return nice and slow back to the start position. So I'm really trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together. I'm getting some good external rotation through my shoulder. Kicks on one more group of muscles back there. Back to the knuckles, 1-2 second hold, and then return to that starting position. What I would shoot for, once again, is about a set of 10, and if you can repeat that 3 times, that's a good number to shoot for. Now, if you get muscle knots, a lot of people will get muscle knots in kind of their neck and shoulders and upper back areas. If that's you, there are some additional exercises that I would recommend that you do. You might want to check this video out. That one's really going to help you. For some reason, YouTube thinks that you might like this video, so you might check that one out, see if YouTube is right. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to Tone and Tighten yet, I'd love to see you back here for more videos. Hit the circle button right here to do that. We'll see you again soon, right here on Tone and Tighten.